What's up, guys? It's your Super Playaz back at it again. It's your host Tony G, bringing you another awesome Market Monday. So if you're new to the channel and you like these type of market watches, definitely hit that like button, comment down below if I missed any cards, and definitely subscribe for more future Market Monday market watches. And obviously there's a pre-sale. They finally posted them on TCG Player. These are going to be the Realm of the God pre-sale prices and the must-buy cards if you're going to be participating in Bandai's new DBS Fest. Only Unison Warrior are allowed in those events. So I'm going to talk about some cards in not any specific order. No relatively like what is better than the other. I think these are just some cards if you're going to be participating in the event. Some of these are just good. And obviously there's so many that I could mention, but I'm just going to mention some of these because I know that these are the ones I'm picking up right now. And so obviously we're going to talk about Realm of the Gods booster box coming at $109 pre-sale, guys. This is before it hits the market. These are pre-sale prices, and I think you should wait because obviously the Mythic booster box was sitting probably like at $100 and look at it now, it's $64.99. And unopened, you're looking at $120 being the most and the cheapest being $109. So definitely, like I always say, wait a few weeks or even a few days after the actual release date, because some of these prices just significantly decrease. So before you guys buy any of these cards, definitely wait. I mean, if you really want the cards, buy them pre-sale if you want, but you're looking at a pretty decent amount of money, like an uncommon $5, $5, 15 for a rare. It's insane, guys. I don't think these cards should be this marked up, in my opinion. I think you could wait maybe after the release date a few more days and they'll drop significantly. So I honestly say wait a bit, don't buy it just yet. And just like Tony G, I wait. And obviously the SPRs are typically, look at that, $79.99 or $79. That's insane. 25 bucks. Yeah, guys, I say wait, don't buy them just yet. These are the pre-sales. I always like seeing them because I like seeing what people are actually buying it for and what they're gonna go for at one point. So yeah, wait on it, guys, wait on it. Definitely give my advice on that. And then we go on to the next cards. Obviously Cross Spirits overview. Just want to mention some of these cards from the, not Cross Spirits, but actual Saiyan Showdown. I think these are some of the great cards you could get right now, especially you're going to be playing in a DBS Fest. And if you're trying to collect SPRs, these are relatively cheap right now, in my opinion. And so going into it, we have Kefla Lightning Speed SPR sitting at less than $5 or at $5 if you're trying to get this price. And obviously if you further go to the most expensive, you're looking at $20, but you're sitting at a $4 or $5 card on TCG Player. It was sitting at maybe $20 at one point, and look at it just decrease over time, especially with DBS Fest. Only Unison Warrior are allowed in these events, and so I definitely pick some of these cards up. I definitely think blue yellow variant decks are going to probably be very versatile in the event. There's going to be some crazy aggro decks out there, so definitely prepare for all that. So like I said, definitely be careful with all that. And then we go on to the next one, is Kale Rampaging Demon. Another great card because blue struggles with removal. This bad girl just nukes the entire field, and I recommend getting this card because I definitely splashed this card in some of my decks, and it's relatively very good to have in any deck, honestly. And so yeah, I definitely recommend picking up this card. This card's pretty nuts in my opinion. Sitting at $278, $3 pretty much if you want to buy it. And yeah, it's a $3 card. Like I said, another card that was sitting relatively expensive and it's been tanking. So they might go up, guys, because DBS Fest is coming up soon. We're already hitting the month of February. These events take off in March, and who knows if Dragon Ball Super Carding or Bandai is going to come out with more events strictly just like archetype based of Unison or Unison Warrior block, you know. So definitely recommend getting them now before they kind of only have those events and they might go up in price. And then we have Turles All Too Easy, another card that's kind of creeping up, but it's stagnating a little bit. Like I said, some of these events aren't that crazy. They're sitting at $9.50, so definitely recommend getting it, guys. Some of these are relatively cheap. Like I said, DBS Fest is around the corner. I don't know if they're going to go up in price, but I think they will. If Bandai announces only these events as strictly only event like that, where you can only use Unison Warrior, then You might see this price go up, honestly, because in real life events are only going to be Unison Warrior locked, then yeah, they're going to go up in price, guys. So, I mean, they're relatively cheap. If you don't have them, I would get them. That's what I would do. I'm getting them already. And so, definitely get it soon. And then going on to the next one is Son Goku Steadfast Assistant. Some of these cards are amazing. People are afraid that they're going to hit these cards with the Bad Hammer. I don't think so. I mean, with Unison Warrior only being restricted, I think some of these cards are still going to be very useful and relatively used. So, don't worry about it too much, I feel, guys. So, I mean, if you're trying to play in the DBS Fest, it's going to cost you if you don't have these cards. But I think they're still relatively cheap. So, pick them up now before they get a little bit more expensive, because I think yellow's going to be dominating. I think red's going to be dominating. Blue might not be, but there's probably going to be a few blue decks out there. Black, I mean, I don't know what's going to win the event, so I definitely say pick some of these cards up, because if you're trying to play in the DBS Fest, it might be expensive. I'll keep giving you that warning. Then we go into the next one is Kaioken Son Goku Decisive Battle. Like I said, some of these SPRs are relatively cheap, and they're not bad. I mean, if you're trying to collect it, I think this is the perfect opportunity. If you're trying to get them, like, graded, you know, very good. I would pick them up now. They're relatively cheap, so I'd say pick them up. Another card sitting at $2-3. And we go on to the next one. It's Ultimate minus Energy Powerball. I think this card is so cool. It looks amazing. Very good card at the same time. And like I said, selling at relatively cheap price. I would say $1 for an SPR. I'll take that any day. Especially, like, SPRs are really hard to pull. Or not, actually, these boxes weren't that hard because you get a top loader, which is really nice. But a card that's sitting at $1. Some of these cards, I recommend picking them up for these events. And then we go on to Majin Buu Kibito Kai Absorb, an SCR that might be very useful for you guys if you're playing green in the upcoming event, because this card is so good. It's a pretty much built-in Hatchiyak, kinda like blue, but you have to Spirit Boost, of course, or play for 2 green, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's cool, and it stops your opponent. I mean, they can still attack with Leader and Unison, but I mean, that's 2 less swings, or 20 swings less. Your opponent attacking with some crazy board or something. But very good card. Another card that's sitting relatively cheap for an SCR. I definitely say pick it up. And then some of these cards that are relatively good is Son Goku Divine Presence. Very good card, sitting at $28. I think it's gonna probably go down a little bit. I would give it another week. It might hit the $24 mark, if not 22, but you're looking at $28 being the most expensive. I don't know, actually. Never mind. There was a buyout with it. Oh, holy cow. But, yeah. So, there you go. For Son Goku. Very good red card. And then we also have another great card, which is a counter play. Cold Bloodless is what I like to call it. Negate your opponent's skills. Super 17 Sibling Absorb. Very good card. I love how people call this the Sweet Home Alabama card. Oh my gosh. You guys are funny. But this card is very good. Another great card to counterplay your opponent from them doing anything to your card, pretty much. You stop the card and you negate skills. Pretty good. It's like a Cold Bloodless. Very good card. And it's a 40k deflect critical battle card. So good. And then we go on to the next card. Is SS4 Bardock Spirit Resonance. Another great card. I think this card is going to do some major damage for black decks. I say pick it up. I mean, there's not that many listings, guys, because black is probably going to be the best deck, or one of the best decks in this DBS format. So pick them up while you can. And then you have, obviously, Majin Buu Unadulterated Destruction. Another great card, because we're going to see green running rampant, and this guy gets rid of Unisons and a whole board ignoring barrier, which is really phenomenal in my opinion. He's deflect and he's revenge, so no matter what, this bad boy is going to hit the field. So there you guys have it. This card, some of these cards that I think are worth mentioning, pick them up. I mean, there's so many great cards for this DBS Fest event. So definitely comment down below if there's some other cards that you recommend your friends or super players out there to pick them up now. So there you guys have it from your host, Tony G. Like always, y'all stay super.